Hello friends, myself Dr. D.T. Khernar, Professor and Head of the Department of Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samajas, KBT COE Nasik. In today's session, we want to discuss one more method of transportation model, that is VAM method, Vogel's approximation method. For that purpose, I have considered this matrix. In this matrix, there are 3 plants and 3 warehouses. The plants are A, B, C. Their respective capacity is given 30, 40, 30. The total is 100. Warehouses are given P, Q, R. Their respective demand is given 45, 35, 20. The demand is 100. So right now, supply is equal to demand. Therefore, the given matrix is balanced matrix. So then if the problem is balanced, then we can proceed for the solution. So right now we want to solve this problem by VAM method, Vogel's approximation method. And for VAM method, the first stage is calculate the row penalties and column penalties. For the purpose of calculating penalties, identify the minimum number and second minimum number and take the difference. For that purpose, consider this first row. In first row, the minimum number is 8 and second minimum is 11. Take the difference, that is 3. For second row, the minimum number is 13, 14. Difference is 1. For third row, the difference is 2. For first column, 12 and 13. So the difference is 1. For second column, 10 and 11, the difference is 1. For third column, 8 and 12, the difference is 4. Then consider row penalties and column penalties simultaneously. And among these penalties, identify the maximum penalty. And this maximum penalty is 4. And consider this column for allotment. Then identify the minimum number cost cell. And that cell is this one. The cost is 8. The demand of that cell is 20. Available capacity is 30. So I am going to put here minimum number, that is 20. Therefore, balance is 0. In this column, 2 cells are more. So I am going to cross out these 2 cells because in future we are not going to allot any single unit. And the balance side, supply side, the balance is 10. This is first iteration. Then proceed for the second iteration. Again calculate the penalties. So penalty is for first row 2, for second row again 2, for third row 2, first column 1, second column 1, for third column no need. Right now the maximum penalty is 2, but that 2 is in 3 rows. So that time consider that row, in which row have a maximum moment. So in second row, that the maximum moment is of 40. So consider this row for the purpose of allotment. And in that row, the minimum number cost cell is this one, 14. 14 is the minimum cost. And demand of that cell is 45. Available capacity is 40. So put here minimum amount, that is 40. The balance is 0. One more cell is in this row. So cross out this cell. And column side the balance is 5. Then proceed for the third iteration. Again calculate the penalties. For first row 2, for second row no need, for third row 2, first column 1, second column 1, no need. So again in these 4 penalties, the maximum penalty is 2. As per our previous discussion, consider the maximum moment row. So this is that row, maximum moment row. And that row, the minimum cost cell is this one. 10 is the minimum cost. Demand of that cell is 35. Available capacity is 30. So I am going to put here 30. The balance is 0. In that row, one more cell is there. So I am going to cross out that cell. Demand side, the balance is 5. Now, no need to calculate more penalties. You just observe the first column. In first column, only one cell is remaining. So put this 5 in this cell. You have finished. supply side the balance is 5. And for second column, only one cell is remaining. The demand of that cell is 5. Available capacity also 5. So put here 5. So we have finished with 0. So right now this is the final allotment. After getting final allotment, this solution is called as initial feasible solution. After getting initial feasible solution, then proceed further to check the optimality of this solution. So for the purpose of checking optimality, we have MODI method, modified distributed method. Modified distributed method, MODI method. But before to proceed for MODI method, first of all, check the non-degeneracy of this solution. And for that purpose, count the number of stone cells. Number of stone cells. Number of stone cells means allotted cells are called as stone cells and empty cells are called as water cells. So right now, stone cells are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have one more equation, that is m plus n minus 1 is equal to, m means number of rows 3, n means number of columns, that is also 3, minus 1 is equal to 5. The value of this equation is 5, which is equal to the number of stone cells. Therefore, the solution is non-degenerous. Non-degenerous. If the solution is degenerous, then we are not going to proceed to check the optimality. Then convert it into non-degenerous and then proceed. So right now the solution is non-degenerous, then we can check the optimality by MODI method. And for MODI method, there are two stages. The first stage is for stone cell. And for this stone cell, the formula is Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. And second stage is for water cell. For water cell, the formula is delta Ij is equal to Cij minus Ui plus Vj. First of all, for stone cells, C means this is the cost, transportation cost. Ui the value of for row sides and V for the column side. I indicates number of rows, J indicates number of columns. Right now, for this matrix, number of rows are 3. So put here Ui. This is U1, U2, U3. This is Vj, V1, V2 and V3. Then for the purpose of calculating the values of U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, if two values are known and then we can calculate the value, any single value. But right now for this solution, C is known but Ui and Vj are unknown. That for that purpose we are going to assume here one Ui or Vj is equal to 0. So right now I am going to assume this U1 is equal to 0. Once if the U1 is equal to 0, so that time consider this cell, this is the first stone cell, and for this cell we are going to use the formula, that is Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj, where the value of C is 13, U1 is 0 and V1 is unknown. So 13 is the summation of U1 plus V1. Therefore 13 minus 0 is equal to 13. So V1 is equal to 13. Similarly for second stone cell, that is this cell, and for this cell the value of V2 is unknown, but U1 is known. So 11 minus 0 is equal to 11. Similarly for third stone cell, this is the third stone cell, C is 8, U1 is 0, V3 is unknown. Therefore 8 minus 0 is equal to 8. This is the value of V3. Then proceed for next stone cell. For this cell, the value of C is 14, V1 is 13, U2 is unknown. So 13 minus 14, U2 is 1. Then for this next stone cell, this is the next stone cell, C is 10, V2 is 11, U3 is unknown, 10 minus 11, Therefore, U3 is minus 1. So these are the values of U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3. After getting U1, U2, UI or VJs, then proceed for the calculating the deviations for water cells. And for this cells, the first water cell is, that is 22, cell number 22. So put here 22 delta 22 is equal to C22 minus U2 plus V2, where the value of C22 is 16, U2 is 1 and V2 is 11. So 16 minus 1 plus 11 is equal to 16 minus 12, that is 4. Then proceed for the next water cell, that is 23, delta 23 is the next water cell, this one. The value of C is 13, 1 and 8. Therefore, 13 minus 1 plus 8 is equal to 13 minus 9 is equal to 4. Then proceed for the next water cell, that is 3, 1. That is 3, 1. C is 12 minus value of U3 is minus 1 and 13. So minus 1 plus 13 plus 0. Delta 3, 1 is 0. Then proceed for next water cell, that is 3, 3. Delta 3, 3 is equal to 12 minus 1 plus 8. 7. So 12 minus 7 is 5. So right now all deviations are 0 and positive. You just check. This is 4 positive, this is 0 and positive. If all deviations are 0 and positive, then and then the solution is optimum. Solution. So right now, whatever solution we have, this solution is optimum. Solution is optimum. And once the solution is optimum, then calculate minimum transportation cost. Minimum transportation cost is equal to, you just go for the previous slide. In first cell, the allotment is 5, cost is 13. So 5 into 13. In second cell also 5 into 11. 5 into 11 plus 20 into 8 plus 40 into 14. 40 into 14 plus 30 into 10. 30 into 10. So it is equal to the total value is. Therefore, the total cost is rupees 1140. So this is final answer. Thank you.